We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
The hell's wrong with you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down.
I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Maximum effort.
How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an
Call
animal.
HR. Is HR.
Somebody call HR down here. That man is playing Galaga. Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and I don't know if we were supposed to start this at the beginning of the year, but none of us have great timing.
No. Not a single one of us.
Judging by when Tank points at you and how much delay is. Any indication of bad
Like,
timing.
I'm looking at another screen, and then, like, in my peripheral, I see a finger, and I'm like, the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
We all forget that the show's about to start like 5 seconds before it starts.
Dude, I just don't pay attention when he talks. But I will say that I've been on iTunes looking for other podcasts while I'm driving. It looks like a lot of podcasts take the same time off that we do.
Nice.
Like, I was like, why is there nothing to listen to? Oh, because it's fucking January and nobody's out here making podcasts because we're all tired as fuck. But before we do that, let's all get something to drink.
Oh, all the ice
The
melted.
first crack of the year.
I'm a brew.
Got that bourbon.
Cutting back in soda so I don't have a...
Yeah, bourbon's not
New
soda.
Resolution, cut back on soda.
Yep. Well, no. My New Year's resolution is to lose weight.
What weight?
Soda will help.
You know that requires going to the gym and eating healthy, right?
It requires doing something along those lines. I got to figure out a middle ground. Something.
Where
that
you just
doesn't
cut it off? You're just like, pain or gym.
I-
I'm gonna cut off this
if the-
arm. That's like a good 10
that was
pounds.
an option. I do it if it was an option. I swear.
Studios moved to Houston. I've learned from my
Oh,
6 online.
A guy in our D&D campaign only has one leg. I mean, that's a solid 20 pounds. Like,
It has to come back too. It has to make a comeback.
All I know is I checked. I was I did something and I had to go check I was like at 228 pounds, and I'm like, okay.
You know,
That's a
I always
solid-
forget that you're also like 6'3" or some shit.
yeah.
You see,
Like, that's
That's
one thing, because I was like, man, when I got out of high school, I weighed like 160, right? And I was like, okay. And my wife's like, you were so tiny. Because now I'm at 210, 215. She was like, I can't even imagine you like that. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, because we're so tall, in order for us to look normal, it's way more weight than,
yeah.
like, if Tank was at like if you and Tank weighed the same, more than
Dude, if I weighed 220, I would fill up this entire block. Like,
yeah,
that would be
and
so bad.
Our height helps us hide it. That's just the truth. 'Cause
Exactly.
People like my friends, family always think like, like, oh, you can, and I tell them 220. I'm like, what? Because it doesn't show.
Yeah, I never would have guessed you were 220.
like my waist is a 34, 36, depends on like what kind of pants I'm wearing. But when people look at me and they're like, oh, your waist, what are you, like 30, 32? I'm like,
Nope.
get out of here.
Yeah, I made a friend of mine. I made him. He got these pants as a gift from over Christmas. So he's having a beer, and I'm sitting next to him, and they're like, "What size pants are those?" And they're like, "Oh, 35." I'm like, my waist size, but too short. And he's like, "What?" He looks at me like, "You wear 34, 35." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Shit." He's like, "How?" I'm like, I don't know. It's evenly spread around the middle. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. All right, so it's been a while. Tank, what have you been up to?
All right, man. I have been
Busy.
spending time with the family. Honestly, most of my break was just spent with the wife and the kids. But I've been
Boring.
I know, right? No one cares about the family. Oh, bless you, Brendan. Yeah, so I've been drawing. So for Black Friday, my wife got me an iPad. I can't remember if I talked about that before the break or not.
On social media.
And it's fucking fantastic. So I've been Jason actually put this idea into my brain. I'm taking all of the hosts between this show and the new show, which I'll talk about later, and turning and what would we be in Dungeons and Dragons? What would our race and what would our class be in Dungeons and Dragons? I already have Jason done. I have Brandon done. I'm working on Alex right now. So once I get, I need to start. So I need to put some of those on my social media because I've been sharing them with the guys. But it's been crazy fun. Like I'm actually like taking a drawing class from a local like tattoo artist friend here in town. So
That's dope.
yeah, it's super cool. So just a lot of drawing, a lot of editing. I've spent the last like 3 hours editing. So
Well, the cool part about his editing, and I will brag on Tank for this, our new show involves a ton of editing, like a lot. And he was talking about it when we were doing our other show, and he was saying this show we've been doing it for so long. It's like, okay, we know where to cut, where to clip. You know, it's pretty cut and dry.
pretty much.
But on the new show, it's like, okay, he has to know when to add music, when to add sound effects. You know, there are voice actors on the new show, so it's like there's a ton of stuff going on in this new one. So kudos to you, Tank.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll talk about it some more later. But yeah, I got some cool stuff, so we'll talk about it more later.
I have been thinking of trying my hand at editing, so maybe, who knows, might just actually help out a little bit more than I usually
I'm not gonna tell you no.
I don't think you will.
Shit.
I have not. So, Naru, other than thinking about editing, what have you been up to, man?
Just hanging out with the wife and kids, really. Just,
Boring.
Yeah. Everyone hates the family. Sorry, Jason. We kind of planned to do this thing where we just do the exact same thing.
Yeah, all of us have the exact same answer.
Yeah, so my wife got no, I can't.
Dude, your internet's breaking up.
It's not an iPad, but she got me a wrist. Seriously?
Yeah.
We can hear you
You're
now.
good now. That's what happens when you watch too much porn.
Eats up that bandwidth.
Yeah, dude. You can't stream porn and this show at the same time.
I was trying to pretend like I was frozen.
Dude,
but
for
I
a
can't
split second, I thought you might have been.
I can't hold it that long. It's just not possible, right? I need to mute or pause myself.
Pretty good.
No, but seriously, it's been just very, like, probably the least nerdy period for me ever. Like, just been barely doing anything, just, except playing video games. I did spend a lot of time playing Grand Theft Auto 5. So yeah, I'm late to the party, but I thought, you know what? I got it cheaper at least, so that kind of makes
Are
up
you
for
actually playing the story, or are you just like running around murdering people?
No, I'm
Now,
playing the
before you
story.
answer, think about this, because I'm going to judge you based off of what you do.
I've never played it before, so of course I got to play the story first, right?
No, fuck that. I've never once played through the story. Fuck that.
The only,
Really?
the only reason to play the story on that game is to unlock the full map. So that way you can
fuck
like,
that,
go,
dude.
like,
You get into
murder
the
more
new
people.
land, you get 5 stars immediately.
Uh-huh.
Instant fun. Like, that's when the fun starts.
I've never tried the online version of it. I just never thought about going in there. It's like, what's the story about? What's going on? And the suckiest thing about that stupid game, though, is that I played the game up to a point, and then all of a sudden, I stormed the military base. I grabbed the helicopter. I head out, and then all of a sudden, the stupid ass thing is nothing's happening. I'm not getting any more missions. Nothing. I'm like, what's going on? Apparently, there's a corrupted save file or something, and I can get in the game and play around, but all I'm doing is just like a day in the life.
Fans.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, you gotta make this right.
Let's go back to the whip so we can head out. Come on.
Man, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Oh, I heard the block's over. Let's get it.
Like, so I'm gonna be honest. I have not even purchased a game or played a game past Vice City, because to me, it's like Grand Theft Auto 3 is modern day, Vice City is the 80s, nah, I'm done. Like that's all. Like I don't ever play the story. I just want to fuck shit up and like steal Lamborghini Countach. Like that's it. My city, perfect.
I think it was San Andreas. If you like got busted or whatever, and you like ended up at the cop station, you could go into the police station and go into the showers, and there's just like a dildo in there. You could take it and use it as a weapon, just hitting people with like.
I did play Andreas.
It was
Because you could ride a BMX bike.
I'm like,
I liked riding the BMX bike away from cops. So I did play Andreas.
like super fast for some reason.
I don't know, man. For me, like the more up to date it is, the more realistic it is, the better for me. Like I like period some period stuff, but I like the fact that it's modern times is exactly what's going on right now. So that was pretty cool.
If you're playing the mission and you just want modern times, why don't you get one of those Second Life simulators?
No,
just do that. Like
Oh.
get a job as a salesman. Like
The
what are you
modern
doing
times
for 8 hours when you're playing video games? Make sales calls.
boring as hell. That's boring as hell.
That's funny.
I can't understand people who
man.
do that. Although I did try that farming game one time and it was oddly relaxing.
Yeah, I
Farming
can't-
simulator.
Yeah,
any
Monster Hunter.
That are like, all right, come back in 4 hours, and you know you can plant something else. Like I
Wait,
can't.
I said farming simulator and he heard Monster Hunter. Like how?
Yeah. Because I farm bones and shit on that grind.
Here you are on a farm.
That's true. You have a farm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you also kill shit. So
There's bound to be bodies buried somewhere. You're right. Absolutely right. I learned a lot about modern agriculture, if nothing else. So there is that. If the
So-
apocalypse ever happens, I'm the guy you want to count on now. Cause
based off of his level in Farmville.
yep, pretty much.
So I just wanted to touch on that. We're going to Disney. I've mentioned it multiple times in February, but to get the girls out of school without like having them miss days, we had to say it was an educational thing. I sold the shit out of Disney. Like if you ever need to take your kids to Disney as an educational trip, they're gonna learn botany. They're going to learn geography. They're going to learn biography. They're going to learn physics, engineering. Like, I went through everything. And the teacher was like, are you guys really doing this? Yeah, we are. Yeah. Like, physics, you're going to put that nickel on your knee. Nobody carries change anymore. Tower of Terror, nickel, knee, happening. Like, physics.
Physics.
And I'll take a picture for you. Like, Brandon, what have you been up to, man?
A few things.
Dude, if you say hanging out with the wife and kids,
I'm gonna be shocked because I didn't know you had a wife and kids. So
I found someone's wife and their kids.
hanging out with somebody's wife and kids, I don't know who they are.
they're nice people.
I have been like hiking and stuff a lot more, which I haven't done before the new year really, but like in that time off we took some pretty cool hikes that are like in the city. It's pretty wild. But outside of that, I got Star Wars Fallen Jedi.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, and it is baller.
With Shameless.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only redheaded Jedi. He's the rarest of the rare. The ginger Jedi.
The Ginger Jedi.
Yeah, it's a fun game though, especially I really liked the old Star Wars game. What was it called, Jason? The one I liked?
Old Republic.
No, Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. I loved that game. And this game has some of those hints of like, oh yeah, but it's more like open world-ish in the Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed is basically a side scroller because you could just hold forward and that's the way you're supposed to go.
Nice.
Have we tackled Star Wars yet?
No, we talked
No.
about it coming out and then never touched it.
We didn't talk about it.
I just
I
realized.
was like, oh, we'll do it next week. And Tank's like, you will. Like, that is exactly Tank's phrase.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. Tank.
That's something else I did over the I watched Star Wars twice.
Nice.
I saw it once.
I
once. It was enough for me.
feel like I did. Oh, I read some of the Star Wars comics.
Nice.
Ooh,
Oh,
you've been reading
cool.
that Vader?
Yeah, I read the Vader comic. Oh, I got this. went to a comic book store.
What? Those exist?
Wow.
Yeah, Bridge City Comics. I don't know if that
How
was
many pair of sweatpants were there in there?
huh?
How many pair of sweatpants?
None. It was raining outside.
Ooh, they were wearing their shorts.
I got this.
Yo.
Critical Role, like it's their
Graphic
like,
novel.
Yeah, prequel graphic novel, like before the show.
Nice.
Dude,
Because
that's so sick.
they played for like a couple years.
3
before they
years, I
started
think.
recording. But what is weird about this is one of the main characters is not in the book because it was before he started playing the game. So that's kind of weird.
Some of the sorcerer.
No,
That sucks for him. Where he's like, why am I not getting paid for this?
Yeah.
This is before you,
He
so
doesn't need it, I don't think.
Who's that? You said Percy's not in it?
Yeah, Percy's not in it.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
or like joined playing with them later.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Taliesin Jaffe.
Which he's like, yeah, he's an awesome character.
Yeah.
But they have another one that just started, like the comics started coming out. So I don't know if he's in that one either. He for sure doesn't need it. He's very like highly acclaimed voice actor.
Yeah.
But and like he writes a lot of the dubs, like writes the lyrics for a lot of the a lot of the words or whatever, converting like subtitles into dub.
translator.
Yeah, translate. Yeah.
Got it.
So he gets money doing that, so he doesn't need to be in it. But I'm super stoked on that because I wanted it for a while, but not a lot of places carry like the Black Horse or whatever, Dark Horse. Comics. Or like a lot of their comics, and that's something that's actually really cool about Portland is it's so much of like a hipster vibe around art still, of like, because there's so many artists that live in the city here because of the larger companies that live here. It's very like art based companies like Nike, Adidas, all that stuff, that they support like independent like and smaller comic book companies more than like you can get Marvel and DC and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when I went in there, there's whole giant sections of like independent like art,
that's
like
cool.
independent comics and stuff. So it's really tight.
Like on that, and kind of on that note, not that we need another reason to love Critical Role, but like their Guide to Wildmount just came out that Mercer put together, and I was watching one of their videos, and over half of the art in the book is done by Critical Role fans. That like the Critical Role cast, like collected all this art, sent it to Wizards of the Coast, and were like, please use these people, and like all these artists that have never worked with Wizards of the Coast before now have their art in this published adventure book from Wizards of the Coast. So I thought it was really cool. Yeah,
Well,
They like sell art books too.
yeah.
Of like they'll like ask fans if
They had a gallery. They had like a whole art show.
Yeah. Of
Well,
their art. Like,
that's one of my favorite things about Critical Role is during the breaks or whatever, seeing like different fans' interpretations of the characters.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's really cool.
yeah. Probably my favorite part actually. Like seeing how much like fan art and like just seeing everybody's take on like a tiefling or something.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
what did I do? It's
nothing.
all Star Wars. I enjoyed that. My wife has finished Star Wars. My 9-year-old finished all Star Wars.
Nice.
Yeah, she was. Well, we were watching episode 1 because that's where Kelsey was trying to jump in, and my oldest was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh, it's Star Wars." She was like, "I'm not interested," and I was like, "Okay, whatever. Well, it's on the TV, so."
Yeah.
And then she sat down and she watched it, and then it went off, and she goes, "I was like, all right, well, let's go to bed." She goes, "No. Let's just start the next one." I was like, "I thought you didn't like it." No, I didn't say that. Okay. You didn't say that? No. So
That's great.
On her magic band, she had to get Padme. I was like, okay,
Nice.
whatever. And then now she has like R2D2 mini ears or whatever. So I had to make those because I'm an artistic dad.
What's an R2D2 mini ear look like?
I would show you, but I would have to go to the other room. I don't want to do that.
Okay, then.
Fucking making mini ears is the like a pain in the ass, especially when your wife is like, "But you're so good at it. We just want to like sit here with you while you do it." Oh fuck!
Oh,
And
so
you've
she gets
got-
that.
I've got
I was gonna
3
say-
kids.
I was
yeah,
about to say,
so I
two-
made R2D2, Snow White, and BB-8, and the BB-8 ones are actually pretty dope. I might go get those because my son's got BB-8 and they actually look pretty cool. Then I also jumped on the.
Got that iPad. Oh, you like that pencil?
I do, and it actually fits in the case. Like it's
Nice.
supposed to.
Nice.
But it actually works, so that's always good.
Step one.
Yeah, I've been doodling for the last week, I guess.
Did you say diddling? I'm sorry.
Yeah, diddling and doodling.
Diddling myself.
You know, I mean, on this show we'll talk about doodling. On our other show, like
After dark, it's
yeah,
this.
the After Dark.
Is that what you guys do over there?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do. On
You
our
should
other
see the
show.
fan art.
It
Oh
gets
my
wild. Yeah, fiki.
No.
Fiki, wahi wahi. Fiki. I've been doing a lot of studying on art. So like Jim Lee, there's a guy on YouTube that I follow, the box office artist. I don't know if you do that. He does like dad draws or son draws, dad draws. So his son will create a character, and then he does like. So he works with
Oh
Marvel.
yeah, I've heard about
And
that
then
guy.
He'll
Yeah.
draw whatever his son did, and his son did a centaur archer, centaur archer, and then the dad did it, and I was like, that is fucking cool. Like, I would like to see a comic book of this guy. Like, that's awesome. He was like, yeah, we just took the knight and the horse and put them together, and I was like, oh, that's sick. Like, and then Jim Lee's is really good, and
Yeah,
I've
Jim
been
Lee's
trying
a
to
legend.
find my art voice. Brandon and I were talking about this earlier. My exact style.
That's cool.
Dude, it's
And hard.
yeah.
It literally, like, I find I just kind of, like, just keep drawing different stuff, and then, like, I find myself putting, like, small pieces in all of it. So, like, a lot of times I'll draw my eyes the same way, or, like, you know, something that kind of fits into all of them.
Yeah, I want a style that when you see it, it's like, oh yeah, no, Jason did that.
Yeah.
Looking at our new show, working on that, and then that's got me like now.
Fucking rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, that's a fucking rabbit hole of a show.
Which we'll get into.
Slip.
We need to, at least for a minute.
Yeah, they slip right in.
Dude,
Oh, and
these-
reading Darth Vader. Oh, and I got some badass Darth Vader shoes from my brother for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, Adidas Darth Vader shoes.
Yeah, that's
And
sick.
My wife got
The
Adidas.
Pair available. You're welcome.
On the back, it says, "Together we can rule the galaxy."
Dude, that's
Okay.
sick.
I gotta say respect to that. Last. Okay, cool. Respect. My brother just slipped into Target and grabbed me something.
And then Brandon actually got my wife the Ray pair of women's Adidas. So they're
Yeah.
like mine are black with like this super badass red that looks like the lightsaber red. Like it's hard
Dude.
to.
Damn,
it's
Brandon.
hard. To
You know, my
describe it.
birthday
I
was
thought it
just
orange.
last week, right?
Got them
Birthday.
connections.
Just FYI.
And then
Yes.
hers on the back says light dark balance.
Mm.
And it's
That's
it's
cool.
in Ray's colors with the blue,
Yeah.
not yellow.
Oh, dude. Missed opportunity.
Well, they
That
came
yellow.
out before the movie. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did.
it
That's
would have been
yellow
like,
though.
failure of like the whatever Force Awakens like toy launch.
Alright. Gotcha.
Where they launched
Okay.
and Ray had a fucking lightsaber in the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 2 minutes, really quick.
Yeah, right.
What-
Okay.
Okay, but we're not gonna go deep. What did you guys think about the new Star Wars movie?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I think it was fan service. Like, why the fuck were there Ewoks? Fan service. Like, it was. Everything was directed towards fans for this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
So-
is why I'm a fan.
So
I enjoyed it.
just so we can recap, you liked it. Brandon liked it. Tank liked it. Jason thought it was fan service. I thought it was fan service that I liked. Does that kind of encapsulate?
Yeah, I think we all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my issues with it. Like, there's certain things
Sure.
that made me think, oh, okay, because maybe because here's the other thing. Like, if you did like I did, I spent time watching pretty much all Star Wars up to the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah, so I just jumped right in, like, oh, this just happened. So it becomes a little bit more jarring when you see a few things. Like, suddenly, Finn suddenly has more purpose rather than the dick he was through.
That's the writing and directing, which I'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
Yo,
He had more
C-3PO
purpose. Badass.
C-3PO had the most personality he's had in what 9 fucking movies.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they were gonna blow him up, like he was gonna be gone, because they gave him so much to do. Like, he had so much. He was so alive.
Like, he
like,
was the key. Yeah,
Yeah.
to like everything.
That shit was
Yeah.
sad, though. I was about to cry.
Oh, dude.
What?
Whenever they like just erase his memory, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's what I said.
No one
I
sees
legit thought he was gonna die.
about to cry.
I thought he was gonna die. So I guess the snapback effect where they played it off for last week, like, I stored your memory. Come on, lie down. I'll reboot
I'm
you.
taking a last look at my friends.
Oh, dude.
Now,
Fucking quit it.
And it was fan service even when they gave his memory back, because he was
Yeah.
like, oh, what about this mission? Which wasn't in the movie. It was actually from one of the books. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, where he's like, what about that mission? We did that. What? And it was not in the movies. It was more fan service even then, but it was like in between certain
I mean,
movies. So like,
Yeah. JJ was just like super fan servicey,
So-
and just it was their way of saying sorry, fans.
Well,
or
so
something.
okay, so kind of so along that note, right? I don't want to say my problem with the movie. The way I view this movie is J.J. Abrams saying "fuck you" to Ryan Johnson, because J.J. Abrams set all of
More or
this
less.
stuff into line, on the certain path. Ryan Johnson came in and was like, "Fuck that, we're gonna go hard left with so many different things." And then J.J. Abrams came back in after Ryan Johnson and Disney got in a fight, and Ryan's like, "Peace out." J.J. came back and was like, "Yo, here's all of the shit." So he had to spend X amount of time in this movie putting back all the shit that he tried to do in the first movie that Ryan fucked up in the second one before he could even start the third movie, if that makes sense.
right.
So I hated that he had to do that. I thought he did the best job that he could have done having to do that. So, I mean, all this to say, it's not that I didn't not like the movie. I thought it was a good movie. Fucking them passing the lightsaber back and forth with the Force was pretty fucking cool.
That part to me, Brandon and I have talked about it at ends length. Like, why the fuck was it Rey and fucking Kylo, and no one else has had that for a long ass time? And Brandon's like, no, understand. I was like, no, I don't want to understand.
Because you're
That's
old
your
fart.
problem.
You gotta have well, it's like her healing, her being able to heal with the Force. Like, we've never seen it that way before either.
That's happened.
Yeah,
In the
there has
movies?
been healing with the Force.
In the books,
But-
not in the movies.
Well, see, but that was also fan service.
Which-
because a lot of shit they actually made true in this movie
Mm.
to make a lot of shit canon that was not
the
supposed
books.
to be canon.
Like Plagueis, or like a lot of the lords are now canon. Yellow lightsaber obviously is now canon.
Right. Yellow lightsaber, that's awesome.
That was dope. I had to go look up what it meant, but it was cool.
What's his name? Like other people were like pissed that like Palpatine came back, but in the original books, Palpatine comes back.
Right. Palpatine never
Like,
left.
it's the same story that was already in the books. So for people,
Yeah.
who are like, I can't believe that they couldn't think of something else and now they just decided to do this. I'm like, I mean, that's how the story plays out in the books. So
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it because I've never read the books or the comics. But
Wait. Let's take this. Wait, Game of Thrones has a really great arc, and then they just kind of fucked up the ending. So, I mean, did they want the same out of Star Wars, or is it like, you know what? Let's just stay with what works.
Just give them what they want.
yeah, I mean, I was happy with it. I still the best fight scene in all of Star Wars is 8 in
Yoda?
the throne room. No, the throne room scene.
Yoda.
No, fuck that, dude. Ray and Bobby Boy, what's the fuck? When he fucking
Kylo Ren.
when he
You
lights
should
that saber through that dude's face, I was like, oh shit. Sorry.
You should watch.
That's fucking
There's a YouTube channel where they do like stunts man react to stuff.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, I thought that scene was badass until the stuntmen were like, yeah, and they start picking holes, and I'm like, oh shit.
Then I'm not gonna watch it because I fucking love that scene.
I think the best fight scene in any Star Wars is when, like was it in that one room, like the antique shop, right? And then like those guys come in, and then Keanu Reeves is like throwing knives in the face, and then, like, there's a hatchet, hits the dude right in the skull.
Dude, it took me a second. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the best fight scene in Star Wars.
One of the biggest
John Wick.
problems of Star Wars, though, is like fight scenes. Like
Yeah.
they're either like way over the top or not at all.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
That's why I
there's
like.
the best Star Wars fight scene. There's two. They're both fan videos, like fan made videos on fucking YouTube. There's one where Darth Maul kills like 7 Jedi.
I've seen that one. That one's dope.
That one's fucking tight.
That one's fucking cool.
And then and I think it's actually the actor of Darth Maul.
Oh, is it?
I think it might be the same dude. I don't know. Don't quote
That guy's
me.
pretty dope.
Yeah. And he does
Ray
it-
Parks.
Yeah.
But like, it might be him. I'm not positive. If it's not, they got someone who's fucking amazing that looks just like him. And the other one,
It's all
there's a remake of the original Obi-Wan and Vader fight scene. That one's fucking sick. Like old Obi-Wan and Vader. They like
Yeah.
take some stuff from the movies and splice it in, and then add stuff. And that's a super sick. That one's probably better, in my opinion.
That'd be pretty cool to watch. I'll have to go
Those are
find that
both
one.
really cool. Yeah. Just start googling like fan Star Wars, and it'll probably be like the first.
I can't.
Lightsaber fights.
I can't say like definitive, like, oh, this is an amazing. I mean, yeah, the one Tank talks about is great, but at
That's
the same
my
time,
opinion.
I'm like, okay, like if that's like the greatest we have, like I want.
In movies.
There's some memorable fights, like, but I think the moments in Star Wars are more memorable to me
Yeah,
than
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
It's not good for the fight scenes.
No.
The fights are not.
Not a good fight scene.
John Wick, you watch for the fight scenes.
Right.
Star Wars, the moments
Yeah.
that they have. Like when I thought Chewie died, I'm a grown ass man. I am 32 years old. I almost started crying. Like when I thought Chewbacca died,
Yeah.
I've known Chewbacca my whole fucking life. I was
Yeah.
like, what? No, what? What the fuck?
I had
Wait.
more like emotional like reaction, I guess, to like Chewbacca and C-3PO than I did with freaking Han Solo or Leia. Like, I didn't care that much.
Han, I cared about. Leia, I was like,
We knew it was coming. Did you guys realize? Fun fact. I'm sure you saw you saw the article on the internet too. That Carrie Fisher's daughter, she's the one with the 2 buns on her head. That's like the tech in like the command. Yeah, I didn't realize that was her daughter. 2, she was the stand-in for the Leia Jedi training scene in the last movie.
nice.
So it's her and Mark Hamill that filmed that scene.
That's something that I have a fucking problem with too, but whatever.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, unless we
was
want to spend the
like-
next 45 minutes talking about it, but
I'm happy
I
about
do
it.
like one thing that JJ did, which was like, again, well, it's hard to say it clearly, but I like the fact that he was able to get back to the line that he was clearly plotting, like the direction he was setting. It was just
That's what I was saying.
clearly he couldn't get it right at the end of the day, though, because I mean, clearly, what I went back to watch the introduction of Finn, and I'm watching this guy, like everything he's doing is ridiculous. Why is this guy turning away from, the First Order? Why is he deciding I'm not going to kill people? This feels wrong. Everything he's acting as if something stronger than him is guiding him the entire time. So a lot of that stuff about him being force sensitive was clearly being foreshadowed in that movie. And to this big doofus, all through this cowardly doofus, he just has nothing except I want to survive and get away from everybody. It's
Yeah,
like-
I did not like Finn in 8.
Yeah, he
It was
was.
bad.
that's again,
annoying.
that's Ryan Johnson's fault. That's not.
Yeah,
Right.
Finn
And I
7
remember
and
you guys
7
remember I
and 9
complained
are
about that.
cool. But
Dude, you
complain
should
about
hear
that.
you should hear Travis fucking go on about episode 8.
Oh my God, no,
so
Travis.
we don't
Travis
have that
hates
much
it with
time
that.
on this show.
it's so much
But,
fun. Wind him up
okay,
and let him
so-
go.
Sorry, I
Tank-
did want to say one thing. Jason said something he didn't like that I think you and Brandon got into it over the whole using the force to transfer.
Oh yeah, the saber back and forth.
I actually loved that because I felt like
thought
it
it
was
was cool.
foreshadowed all the way through. Like,
Well,
Oh, yeah,
not-
the
not
whole movie.
that I didn't like it. I thought that was cool, like how they used that ability.
Mhm.
I don't understand why those two were the ones that received that ability.
because they're a force.
And then like the kiss at the end, I was like,
Yeah, that was ridiculous. The kiss was ridiculous.
I could have
Like,
taken or leave that.
Yeah, they could
It
have
was
left the kiss
just-
out of it.
I didn't like the, it felt like, oh, we're gonna force this, and it was like they're
Yeah.
gonna be, and it was like, there's not anything really that special about these two.
It was for the Raylo shippers, obviously, and it was ridiculous because it felt
Yeah, but how
thought
fucking
that-
dope was
you
the
guys are
Sith planet though?
doing this, and that's like a step too far for me. But I
But-
did like the fact that
I am reading the Kylo Ren story. So I am reading the story of how he went from Ben to Kylo Ren and learning about the Knights of Ren and all of that. It's actually like super tight. Like
We got
the Knights of
shortchanged
Ren
on
are
we got
disgusting.
shortchanged on the Knights of Ren. On the
Yeah.
Knights of Ren. I
Well,
was
this
kind of
comic-
sad.
Battle to
this
be-
comic opens it up.
Yeah.
So the comic is nasty, and it tells you like, I would be down for a Knights of Ren movie, like just straight up.
Me
So
too, just
basically-
because I don't know anything about him.
Well, so they're a group that were around before Kylo Ren.
Ah,
Kylo Ren took the name of Ren because Ren is their study of the dark use of the Force. So they all have Ren in their name.
oh, that's cool.
But I'm learning how he became
Oh.
Kylo.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
so-
it
so
was the Knights
technically
of
he sh-
Ren, or the Knights of the studying of the dark side of the Force, and they were like hunting people down. And in the first issue, it's like they kill this guy because he was not gonna kill someone. So they're like, "Well, you're Force sensitive. We can take you or leave you." And he's like, "Well, what do I have to do?" And his brother kills him. And
Oh,
he's like,
shit.
"I killed him. Get me off this planet." And they're like, "Yeah, but you're not Force sensitive." So cut his head off. It's like,
Jeez.
we don't care. Like, whatever.
Damn.
And then it's like
That's
they
crazy.
don't care, but they're really like their story is really sick. So it's the Kylo Ren comics. I think it's The Making of Kylo Ren is the name of it, but it is cool. So Tank, do you want to talk real quick about our new show?
Yes. So, are we good if I give away the name and everything? I think we're okay with that, right? It
It's
goes.
coming out this week, right?
It goes live. It is already uploaded in stone and ready to go tomorrow at 12 noon. Dungeons and Day Drinkers, bitches. Actually, bitches isn't in the name. It's just Dungeons and Day Drinkers. But
I'll leave bitches out.
yeah.
you
So it's
left
just
bitches
Dungeons.
Or we could add bitches.
I can't.
fan
It
service.
hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't gone live yet. Yeah, Dungeons and Day Drinkers. So myself, Jason, Brandon's lady friend Alex. I don't. We really need to figure this out. Anyways, Alex, and then Brandon's
Just said
friend.
Alex.
I could have just said Alex. And then Brandon's friend Justin is the DM for us playing a custom written just for us Dungeons and Dragons adventure. And yeah, it's gonna be released bi-weekly. It should be every other week.
How confident he was up to this point. Up to this point, he is so confident on this show.
Well, so fun fact. So here's a little peek behind the curtain. We've been talking about trying to do it weekly, right? And this past Sunday, so like 3 days ago, we got together to play and record. And we're like, oh, we need to do some like fun outros for all of our videos. And so I was like, all right, Jason, you go first. Jason's like, yeah, and we'll see you next week. And so before she had finished, I was like, yeah, can you re-record that and just say next time? Because I'm not sure I'm gonna get this out on a weekly basis. But yeah, like Jason said, so there's a lot more post-production that goes into it. So it's a lot more time intensive than I realized. And I started a new job at the end of last year, so it's like all kind of crazy. But anyways. It's super fun. It's Dungeons and Dragons, and I love Dungeons and Dragons. I get to play a new character that I've never played before, a new class I've never played before. And and it's super dope. So I don't know if you guys want to kind of talk about it a little bit more, but it's I mean, it'll be every other week, Wednesdays at noon.
What I want to say about it is, like, I've listened. So I haven't played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, but I have listened to a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and I think that Dungeons and Day Drinkers is that fine line. It's not Critical Role, but at the same time, it's not a very boring show to listen to. Like, we do, like I said before, we do have voice acting. We do have a bit of absurdity with Justin and all of his gimmicks.
crazy
and,
Has
antics.
Justin been on this show, actually?
No, we need to have him on.
Put him on this show at some point to talk.
I don't know if I could take his sandwiches.
Dude, I just finished editing his intro, and it's so good.
His intro is amazing.
Because he didn't mean to, but he like made this weird like I'm trying to breathe through this sandwich noise before he started talking, and it's a 100% in the intro before every single episode. It's so good.
I'm trying to breathe through this sandwich. Okay. But there's a level of comedy, and it is a serious game. It's not 100% comedy, so I cannot get the acts of ass ripping botched. But I mean, I like it. I think it's going to be entertaining to listen to, and with Tank's editing, I'm super looking forward to how this turns out, because he did a really great job with our last one. So
Yeah. And I think also along those lines of like how it is different, because everybody knows there's like a million D&D podcasts out there.
Yeah.
And we didn't make a podcast to say like let's have more content. We were kind of making a podcast of like we enjoyed playing the one-offs together, or like the one-shots together. Let's keep playing, and everybody knows I don't live near you guys.
Yeah.
And Justin lives still in Boston, so everybody lives super far away, and we're like, yeah, we're online anyways, might as well record it. So it is more like a table, like a home table, kitchen table type game, where it's like, yeah, we're being serious, but we definitely break the fourth wall a ton.
Oh yeah.
And bringing like random stuff into the like puppets and stuff.
That was so
I think
fucking
I
ridiculous.
mentioned McDonald's in the last one.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't remember. I mentioned something dumb.
And another thing I think too that turns a lot of people away from other D&D podcasts is they're all like 3 to 4 hours long, and this one will be chopped up into 1 hour long, or roughly an hour long. Some might be a little bit longer, but like more manageable time slots to be able to listen to while you're like driving to work or whatever, instead of saying I need to dedicate half a day
4 hours. Yeah.
through the podcast all at once. So it's a little bit easier to digest in smaller increments. And you could probably jump in at a little bit more random times instead of being like, let me go back to when they started recording 4 or 5 years ago to figure out what the fuck they're talking about. Some of this stuff are definitely, they are like inside jokes from the first time we recorded, though. That like this past time, I was like, this will be like quite a few episodes in, and if someone missed one or doesn't remember, they're gonna hear really fucking what we're talking about.
I will admit I'm not always up to date on Critical Role, but what'll happen is they'll have like 30-40 episodes go by, and I'm like, oh shit, let me go back 5. Like, I'm not gonna go back 30, right? I'm like, maybe 5.
And then still they're like, they have different characters that you've never heard of. Which, well, it might have.
I don't know anything that was going on.
And have it TPK or something. But I think it is like a more an easier listen for people who are just like driving to work or whatever and want something to laugh at.
It's a more casual
for sure
show to listen to. Yeah.
Right. And in the future, I have a feeling it might just start like amplifying. The one game I played with Justin before definitely like started out like kind of a baseline and then just fucking went through the roof, and people were like crying after games and stuff.
Oh shit.
I will say this.
Just Alex.
Just Alex. I will say that from the very first time we picked up the dice for these characters to just finishing recording 2 days ago.
Yeah.
it's been the same level of it's a fun factor.
Yeah.
It's not sometimes like another peek behind the Iron Curtain. Sometimes all shows feel like work. Like,
yeah.
all shows feel like work, and this show, it's hard to manage 4 different time slots now, but when we actually get to record, it doesn't feel like work. Now when Tank edits that shit,
Fucking hell,
that's
dude.
work. But for us,
It's fun.
For me, it's fine.
It's actually great because once I like get into like I'm starting to get into a good like habit. I'll be the only one who knows, like, who remembers the shit that we talked about, like, 3 weeks ago, the last time we played.
Your character needs to get way more smart, I think.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I didn't mean for him to be quite... Well, like, let's see. Let's pull up my intelligence score, because it's not high. Oh, no, that's not true, because I'm... No, wrong character. Hang on. I'm playing 2 characters right now. This one. Let's see. What is my intelligence score in this game? For those who want to know, intelligence is a 12. It's a +1, so it's not terrible.
All right, you maybe got your like associate's degree.
Yeah, it's like just above average. I had to think, because one of my other characters. Oh no, my other character's a fighter wizard, so he's a.
I guess your character's like the Ross Geller of the Friends Ross Geller of the show. Cause
Yeah.
Should
you know how Ross used to be the dummy back in the early days of Friends, and then over time.
But I'm like I'm super likable because my charisma, because my
well, I mean, I feel like I'm the Joey. No, Brandon's Joey.
Brandon's 100% Joey.
Brandon's
Friends, and I never watched it. I think it's the shittiest thing to ever be on TV. So I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
What, dude? Friends is great.
Friends is white girl great television.
100%.
Did you just say Friends is like the shit? What?
Friends is trash.
That must have been a glitch.
Portlandia is trash.
Friends is
Next topic.
Next topic.
Oh man. I mean, this show is quickly running out of time, but yeah, there have been a lot of things.
So to wrap up this, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Shut up, Jason. To wrap up this, because I really hope you guys will come and check it out. I guess again it'll be Wednesdays at noon. It'll be every other Wednesday. Dungeons and Day Drinkers. I hope you guys will check it out. We're even if you don't, we're having a lot of fun playing, and hopefully you'll be able to kind of get that vibe from listening to it. So.
And you know what? If you're listening to us play and you really want to join in, just like pour yourself a glass of bourbon. Start throwing dice and talking to yourself while you listen to our show. And in your mind, we can be friends, but in reality, we probably won't. So, Dungeons and Day Drinkers, check it out. Yeah, you can drink by yourself and talk to yourself, and it'll be fun.
It'll be not that far from what we do, because no one's in the same room with each other. So,
so odd. It's so odd.
You should have listened to Alex try and record her intro the other day. She's like, "It's why am I the only one talking in front of the mic? I don't understand."
Yeah, it's weird because we've been doing it for however many years now.
This is season 4. I start this episode
1 of season 4. Woo.
Yeah, fucking 4 years, 3 and some change.
It's so crazy when you go back. I won't watch the first episode.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
All like
awkward, and the editing is
right at
total shit. Yeah, right.
I feel like I'm still the same.
I was about to say that he's the only vampire, literally, and he's also not changing. His whole setup is just...
No, Brandon recorded for like a solid 2 months in a bathroom.
This is true. That's true.
Gotta give him props for that.
White wall now.
I kind of like the white wall. I feel professional. You don't want to.
It does look professional. I got a cat here.
You don't want to see what's on the other side of the room.
I have so much. And my office is like as a wreck right now.
The rest of my apartments. That's why I do.
Well, we actually had a plan for this show, but just catching up took a long time. So
it really did.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you guys next week. But Tank, why don't you tell them where to find you, buddy?
Yeah, you guys can find me all over the internet at The Caped Critic. Check out our Twitter, my Twitter. We're definitely going to be putting some stuff out for the new show. I talked about putting some of my art out. Hopefully you guys will... I need the accolades. You guys just pour it into me. 'Cause I need the reassurance. Let's be honest. So, yeah, thank you guys for checking us out, and hopefully we got some cool stuff coming this year for you. So hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah, Rue, tell them where to find you.
You can find me on pretty much any social media at Naru the Nerd Guru, the guy who just turned 82 on last week.
Wait, did we just add that to your handle?
We should.
Naru the Nerd Guru, the guy who just turned 82.
That was the plan.
That's a long one.
It's a long ass
feels
handle.
Right.
It fits. It fits so well.
It feels right.
You're welcome. So, yeah, catch me there on Instagram and Twitter. Trying to figure out myself most of the times on social media these days. I haven't done much. Maybe I'll start my own little gimmicky thing, finding me on the weird places. Like
in his John Mayer hat. I love how he said like the guy who just turned 82, and no one has said this shit the whole time, but he's wearing like the John Mayer hat, like slightly tilted up. No one wanted to say anything about it, but I'm gonna say something. You guys can find me at Houdini0333 on Instagram and Twitter. You might also see mine and Brandon's art on our page, the Nerds from Work. So,
Brandon's like, you won't see mine.
What Brandon doesn't know is that we have a spy cam in his house.
I actually do. I got
You
one.
do know that we have it.
I got one of those cameras to like spy on my dog and cat whenever we're gone.
We have hacked that. Thank you, Tank.
Actually.
I'm gonna steal other people's art and put mine up. I'll just steal like the top third, of the bottom
Art.
corner, and just that's my interpretation of yours, an homage.
Why does my character look like the Flash, Naru? That's just what he does.
Dude, that was a good Flash picture you sent me the other day.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Brandon, tell him where to find you.
With a mouthful of beer. Nice
Like,
timing.
I just took a drink. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing that. My New Year's resolution was to not do dating sites anymore, actually.
What?
It's a lot of work. I can't listen to that.
Dude, this is 4 years.
And this is a new season, so it's a new me. New year, new me. So there's going to be a poll that Tank puts up on the social media
Asshole.
for people to vote for what I should use from now on. Not dating
sites.
but other things. It can be as weird as possible. And we're going to do a poll, and I'm going to leave it up to the people to say where you should be able to find me in the future. I don't know what it is. Maybe strip clubs across America.
Oh,
Zoo exhibits.
Yeah, maybe zoo exhibits. I don't know. I don't know. Hentai sites. It was weird shit. Do whatever.
Hentai sites.
Tell those things where it's like you write a box and it's like, what should Brandon do for
The
20
dark web.
You can like type in it, on Instagram, and then it like you post what people say. Do one of those, and we'll see what people say, and I'll start doing that. Weird shit.
Travis is gonna hijack that.
I'm just trying to give Tank like more work. I've been doing this for 4 seasons, also.
Contractually
Put my
obligated.
name here, and he like never fucking does it. I'm like, oh,
I used to.
Stupid if they watch it on YouTube. Like, hey, this picture
maybe
here.
this one will work because I'm not gonna give dating sites until someone gives a good idea.
What you should do is put that in your contract writer. You're like,
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, we should have made a contract for Brandon.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah, that's probably how we lost. Yeah, 5 years from now, how did we lose Brandon? We tried to make him sign a contract.
Yeah.
So, next time on the Nerds from Work, I'll be saying something new. So that's something to look forward to. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after.
Damn, you kind of broke my heart a little bit, dude.
I'm sorry. It's a ton of work to like find shit that actually like made sense with what we're talking about.
It's a ton of work to add something to the show.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
Well,
with this, right, I'll still be looking something up, but the problem with the last one was
You
I would
used 3 years worth of shit now.
Like, you gotta pour out a little liquor to the fact that that's
Yeah.
going now. Like,
Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
part of it. But also, I was doing it as like whatever we talked about during the show, whether it was a rabbit hole or the topic, I would make that the dating app. I don't know if people had to have catch on to this. So, like, for the last like 20 or 30 minutes of every episode, I was like scrolling like a fuck on Google, figure out stuff like, oh, like Star Wars hentai, because we talked about anime and Star Wars. So let me look up something, a dating app.
Dude,
How mu-
your internet browser looks like weird shit.
Like, how much of an Uber fan
Dude,
of ours would
you
have
had
to be?
mullet love in season 1.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's my favorite.
Damn ads
I
and
wish you
stuff.
hadn't said that though.
Yeah.
I really do, because then we'd have somebody come. Did you guys ever notice how Brandon does? I'm like, shit, really? No, you spoiled it now. Like,
Hey,
yeah.
as an homage to Brandon's dating sites, everybody give your favorite.
Oh shit.
The chubby,
Yeah,
was
that's
it the
right.
chubby chasers? Like the one where he feeds fat people?
Food Chasers is one. Skinny people looking for fat people.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
I think mullet love was my favorite.
Mullet Love was definitely my
Yeah.
favorite too. I gotta say that.
I didn't want to steal it.
Every time I tell people about that, they're like, this guy found mullet. People who
Ooh, or the one where you have to be a millionaire.
Oh, the Luxor,
right.
the Luxor or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
Because it looked like
the
yeah.
rich person one was.
it looked like a Trojan
Yeah.
box. Like,
All black with like just gold.
like,
yeah.
how many
Oh, yeah.
millionaires really need the dating site? Like,
I would love someone to go back and like make an edit of all the dating sites I've
Hey,
shouted at.
you know what? Naru wants to practice his
shut-
editing
shut
skills. So
I
you've
was
got
talking about audio.
you have 3 Okay, so go download the audio for 3 seasons worth of the Nerds from Work
cut the
and
last.
splice. Yeah, they're all at the end. You don't have to go look for them. It'll be easy.
Hour of me
True.
shouting out different dating sites. Maybe longer than that, actually. That's a ton of episodes.
It's a fuck ton. So it's probably
That's a lot.
It'd be a whole episode.
70, 80 episodes worth.
Yeah. Hey, next
A
week
lot of
it's
dating
all of Brandon's dating sites as an homage to dating sites. Literally, if you're on a dating site, it's on there. So
It's the birth of something new, you know. Don't look at it as the death of something great. It's the birth of something greater, you know. Maybe
you know what? Give Brandon something weirder than online dating sites. So that's my task for you
at
guys.
least a season.
That's my task for you guys. Is find something that makes him feel weird inside, and then maybe I might also look at that.
Well, also
So-
like destroy my like Google ads on my phone a little.
Yeah.
As long
Let's,
as it's gonna turn into a contest to get you arrested, man. Like
pretty much. Hey, you guys can find all of us at TheNerdsFromWork.com. It's got links to all of our social media, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I think we have that. I don't know. I don't actually do it. We have somebody else that does it. But hey, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Nerds From Work. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes at The Nerds From Work. One word. Hey, and from all of us here at the workplace,
Peace.
peace.